content provided in this presentation is for entertainment and informational purposes only, and does not constitute trading or investment advice, recommendation, or endorsement. Financial market trading carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. You could lose more than your initial investment. Always conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any trading or investment decisions. You are solely responsible for your trading actions and their outcomes.
And very good morning and welcome to the Sigma FX live stream. This is our second live stream of today. It's 9 AM on the Tuesday, the 9th of June. Tuesday the 9th of June 2026. Welcome to the Sigma FX live stream. We are good to start some trading today. Let's have a look at what we were looking at earlier. First of all, what you missed this morning. If you did miss this morning, do have another look because we do have a competition ongoing, as you know, and that is the competition details there. Look on the chat and follow the link to enter. It's a free prize draw giveaway and the opportunity to win 2026 Mexican pesos. I'll just come over the top of that so you can see me, and do follow the link. There's a new code word every stream, so if you've missed the code word for today, I will be doing it later on in the stream. Yesterday's code word gives you another opportunity to enter, so do have a look and do join and help us get to 1,000 subscribers by the World Cup final. If we don't, we'll continue the competition till we do. So pressure's on you guys. I know you can do it. Get us up to 1,000 subscribers. That's the name of the game. So what were we looking at earlier? We were looking at the Aussie dollar. So what I was looking for in the Aussie dollar was, first of all, my interest here was that we had a nice kind of turn on the 4 hour. That turn is still looking like it's happening here. If I make that slightly bigger so you guys can see what I'm talking about. A nice turn on the MACD here. We're starting to get some positive divergence on the 4 hour. However, as we can see, it was looking to go down on the lower time frames. So I was waiting on it coming back down into this area, which from here we can see it's following that trend line I've drawn very nicely. So was that the trade? You know, I don't like to trade pre-London or at the London Open, but was that the trade, or are we just going to see further consolidation like we are here? I think we're going to be a long time waiting on it doing this, but that's ultimately where I think it wants to go from my analysis. So we're coming down. We're hitting that CPR, that central pivot range, and here between the resistance of R1 and the support of S1. Can it continue lower? Well, if it gets lower than this low, then we're maybe in a little bit of trouble, but we're not in the trade yet. I'm waiting to see its reaction to here. It's hitting this just as we get the 9 o'clock candle in progress here. The first 15 minutes of 9 o'clock, we're taking out this fair value gap in here. Will it want to continue further to this one? We'll probably get a reaction back to the 20 moving average in the volley, and then we'll be back down to here. And at that point, we're getting close to the bottom of the volley band. We've not got any momentum really in the downward direction. We've started to get an uptrend forming here with higher highs and lower lows. So our entry point is going to either be in or around here, or once it turns, if it turns before, we'll look to get in once we've got evidence of momentum and strength to the upside, and then we'll be looking to get our 20 pips up to R1, up to this high, and then we'll see again. We'll wait for a reaction at R1 before we get back in. There's no point trading through it unless it's gone through it with definitive strength and momentum, but that's the aim of the game, strength and momentum. That's what we're trading, that's what our edge is derived from, or my edge is derived from. I don't know, what is your edge? You tell me in the chat, drop it in. What is your edge? What's it derived from? Is it supply and demand, premium, discount, resistance and support, zones of liquidity? You tell me, where does your edge come from? Okay, that's what we're looking for Aussie dollar to do. We did look at the news earlier. Let's have a look at the news just for those of you who didn't manage the 7 a.m. start this morning. I was here, we were here, we showed up, we sold up, and we put out or something. Okay. Good morning and welcome to the Sigma FX Trading Live News. What do we have happening on the news today? Well, it's all happened already. We've had Aussie news in overnight, some negative figures in here. That's quite a difference. Forecast minus 1.2. Consumer confidence is down and down further than expected, and business confidence down. So is that affecting our Aussie this morning? Has it affected? Is that why we've had this? Well, it went up to begin with. What did it do? Well, it went down, and then it went up, and then it's gone down again, so... Yeah, sorry, I'm showing you a chart that you cannot see. And going into this afternoon, we have high impact USD news at 3 p.m. London time. That's 3 p.m. London time, US dollar news. Be cautious of that today. Existing home sales. Now, we've had German news this morning, so we will look at the euro dollar as well. Why is that not updated? Let's just do a refresh on that and see if it was better or worse than expected. They were expecting a forecast of 13.6 billion. What did we actually get? We didn't filter it. We're going to filter it again. We got 14.5 billion, so we got balance of trade was better than expected, having previously been 14.7 billion. So that's a good almost billion that is better. So that's then, I guess, in positive news for the euro. Let's see what Baby Pips tell us. Usual effect, a trade surplus means a currency will generally strengthen. So there is a trade surplus, and it's better than they thought. So positive for the euro. I think we're looking, well, at the moment the dollar strength wise is still gaining. It's got a lot of momentum to the upside, so that's why we're getting this relaxation down on the Aussie dollar, euro dollar at the moment. Let's have a look. Trump won't have been out of his bed yet, so he has basically been tweeting a lot of domestic politics endorsements for the midterms upcoming in the United States of America. However, a little bit on the ceasefire, saying that the final negotiations on peace are proceeding. Donald Trump is doing a fairly good job of kind of extricating himself from blame in the Iran war and making it all about Israel and Iran. Now he's staying out and he's putting himself as the negotiator as opposed to the joint instigator. So it's a good political move, I suppose. Let's have a look at what else has been happening from Donald Trump. No, it's really just the domestic endorsements. First squawk, let's get a look at what's happening in the world. Do we have anything of concern? An Iranian lawmaker said on Tuesday, that's today, that US military bases in Israel would be considered legitimate targets if Israel attacked Iran or Lebanon again. That's been their stance for a lot of it, but that seems to be the hard line. That's the red line that's now being drawn, and the United States are laying down the law to Israel to wind their neck in when it comes to Lebanon. So we'll see if that is going to have a stabilising effect on world peace and on the markets. Today, as we know, it can change on a knife edge, so let's just keep an eye on it and not just make up our minds on something that's said in the moment. So lots of financial news in there, nothing major kind of that's going to drive it from a news. Looking for news rather than financial news when I'm looking at First Squawk. We did have a big earthquake in the Philippines yesterday, Mindanao Island in the south. Anyone who's out there, I hope things are well now and people are safe, but I don't think it's going to be driving any great issues with the financial markets this morning. No World Cup games today. I do, if you're interested, have my entry in for, or prediction in for Mexico, the opening match versus South Africa at Mexico City Stadium on Thursday. Do look at the link in the description for the 5%ers competition, Trading World Championship, which is ongoing as we speak. So do get involved, get your predictions in. It's well worth doing. And speaking of competitions, do consider looking at our Sigma FX Trading 2026 World Cup World Football giveaway. There are a number of prizes which could be won. The main one being, at the moment, if we reach 1,000 subscribers by half time on the final football match of the Cup on the 19th of July 2026, we've got a prize of 2026 Mexican pesos up for grabs. However, if we get even more subscribers, we will have higher and better prizes. Drive it up, enter. It's free to enter. You've got the code for today to enter. You've got the Sigma FX YouTube channel to visit. Do like and subscribe if you're there, that'd be appreciated. The Scott Callaghan Instagram channel. I am Scott Callaghan. I am Sigma FX Trading. Do also visit the Apex Brotherhood YouTube, Instagram, and Evan Bourne Rebel Traders channel on YouTube as well. 10 extra bonus points for completing all these tasks. Good luck. So you, I suppose, will be wanting the code for today, so keep tuned, do like and subscribe, keep tuned, and we'll get on to that. Anticipating being on till around 10:30 this morning. As I say, looking to getting along on Aussie dollar. It does seem to be in a little bit of flatness and consolidation. It's just gone back to where it came from this morning after it dropped in the news. And, you know, we like volatility, but as long as it's going in our direction. But at the moment, it's not really. The markets are not really doing much. We'll have a look at gold as well across the course of this morning. So if you're in the chat today, do have a look and do let me know what you're trading. Do let me know what is happening with yourself and your trading this morning. I'm just clicking a bit of you in the background to keep an eye on who is in the chat. Do I see today's stream or do I not? But work out which one's which, because my thumbnails are all pretty similar. So we're crypto this morning. So they're all saying coming, then they're saying live. We'll click that one. I think it probably is that one. Yeah, it is that one. So thanks for joining us this morning. Let's go on to the charts and have a look at what's happening. So that was the Aussie dollar that we spoke about earlier. I will see if I can find the code for for today. In fact, let's just give you the code for today while we're speaking about it. The code for today is Bitcoin. If you missed this morning's stream, we did a full Bitcoin breakdown. We looked at the cyclical nature of the markets and how that might pan out for Bitcoin. You can see we've got a, well, yeah, we noticed this earlier, but we do have a high here. Just because that is a low downtrend doesn't mean that it's a low movement in price. What we can see is we've got a huge movement in price, a colossal drop, but the indication on the cycle analysis was not that significant. So it does look like we're hitting an uptrend into the beginning of July here, and then we're down. Now that's a period where we can say, yeah, it's a window rather than a timing, but we could say from early July to late-ish August. So it's maybe a period of 2 months. We're about to enter a downturn on Bitcoin. We've just moved into this, or ended our downturn here, and we're turning bullish, peaking towards the end of this month. So we might see a recovery of that colossal drop then. That's looking likely, looking like it's getting that support and at that price level at the $60,000 mark. So that's confirming with this here. Okay, so Bitcoin is looking good. So the code for today, Bitcoin, if you are entering our competition, just today's code, just enter in here, Bitcoin. Good luck. Let's remove that. Okay, back to the charts. So, Aussie dollar, are we ready to take this trade yet? That's the 30-minute chart. I still think it's got a little bit of room. Oh, sorry, my music is extremely loud. Extremely loud. Yeah, sorry about that. It's been loud for the whole time. Let's get that sorted. Hopefully that's better now. Nobody's let me know in the chat. If I do have loud music, then do let me know. I should have like something that automatically changes when we're in this window. But we've been loud all that time, so sorry about that. Right, so let's have a quick look through and see what we want. Or let's see what we see, is more to the point. So we are heading down on our 15-minute here. We can see that quite clearly on the MACD it's down, but we can see we're getting a slight move up on the histogram, indicating that a turn is potentially on the way. Doesn't always work that way, but you can see if it's in a bit of a piddly little range like this, you get all these crosses that are really annoying. But I think we've got quite a significant turn here, which, yeah, we can see that started to turn, and then we got faked out, and it went up higher to here, and then it decided to turn again. So it's a lagging indicator, but once it crosses, we're getting the middle bit of the move potentially, and I think the middle bit is probably just over. So if we had taken that from there, from that cross. Potentially you would have got maybe down to, well, down to where we are now. Possibly down to here. A nice 12 pip move down this morning. It's not much of a target for me, but 12 pips is still reasonable. It's a tradable amount, definitely. But I still think it's still to the downside for the moment. So I'd be still waiting for it to come down into here. So before I'm deciding to go long. It's not looking like it's going to be doing that anytime soon. Nothing much is moving, and yeah, the Aussie dollar on the strength and momentum is heading down as the dollar heads up. Dollar and yen are both heading up together, so there's probably not much. There's probably a lot of consolidation on dollar yen at the moment. Dollar and yen have been following each other for a few days now, so it's an odd one. It's an odd one. They're just meandering along together. There's no opposition. Whereas dollar and Kiwi do seem to be a little bit different in their directions. In fact, pound dollar's looking good at the moment. Pound dollar's looking good, so we'll have a look at that next. They seem to be heading in different directions. So I think we're waiting on the Aussie. We're waiting on that Aussie sitting up. It's going to take another bounce off this moving average on the volley and head back down into here by the looks of it. So let's just keep an eye on that happening. What's the 5 minute telling us? 5 minutes telling us it's wanting to go up for the moment. So it's turning. It's turning. Will it take another bounce off the moving average here? Probably. Yeah, so I'd be careful of not. Yeah, I still think it's to the downside here. We'll just keep an eye on that. We'll come back to that. Pound dollar. We mentioned that was looking good, so what I'm expecting to see is pound going rocketing and dollar coming down. So yeah, we're getting a nice push there. Now, if we're thinking Aussie dollar's going to relax, is the same thing going to happen with pound dollar? Let's start on the 4 hour first of all. Let's remove that. Can't quite grab it. Can't quite grab that line. Oh, there it was. H1 trend line. No, it's not. Oh well, I need to click it first, don't I? No, it's not letting me do it. On the H1 maybe. Bear with me. I could just remove it from the object. It's just annoying me sitting there, so let's let's remove it. So you go to charts, objects, object list, and then there's our two H1 trend lines. Let's just delete both of these. Okay, right, so pound dollar, H4, first of all. Are we liking that? We're liking that. We're liking that for a long trade. We've missed it by 8 hours. So since market open, we've got a confirmation of the cross in the bottom here. If we'd got in 8 hours ago, we would have already had a nice 40 pips. So let's be cautious. It's hitting that R1. It's resisting the fair value gap above as well. Doesn't always like to take it in the first attempt. So are we ready for some relaxation? Doesn't look like it. It looks like it wants to go up. What's the higher time frames telling us? Monthly is telling us down. Weekly is telling us down. Daily is telling us, well, we can see that's kind of down, isn't it? But in the moment it's down, but getting a little bit of a reprieve here, but it's down, but it's bit turning the other way. So we can see it has turned the other way, albeit briefly. So it's potentially wants to come into here, another 20 pips, 30 pips, 20 to 30 pips. H4, as we know, that's telling us up. So that's the key to whatever the hour is going to be doing. So we're up, but against the overall downtrend. Now H1's telling us we've already got to a point of extreme, so caution. It's up, but there's probably not much left to push it up, but it could continue to go up. That's telling us up on the MACD because we've got a divergence here, so we're up and we're nicely up, but it's still the first half hour of 9 o'clock. We've got we're exceeding our daily highs here. We've broken this high here. I think it's probably wanting to go higher. So that's our H4 and H1 are in alignment. What's the M15 telling us? The 15-minute is telling us it's up and then it's turned and then it's up again. Can it go up further? Well, of course it can. But will it want to relax first down into here? That's the question. I'm quite happy with my strengths here. It's a shame we never got that relax there. Let's let this half hour play out and come back to this. I've got 4 minutes left of this candle. What's it likely to do? Looking at the 5 minute, it's ready to turn again. Probably wants to come back into here. But because we're up on the hour, we're up on the 4 hour, we're up on the M15, we're getting that little bit of turn back on the... I'm going to put in an order here. Let's look at what my position size should be. And where's our target? ADR high would be nice, and at R2, but we'll be cautious and we'll do it in here. We'll go for 20 pips. A 20 pip take profit target. We'll be cautious with our stop and go for a 40 pip stop. We'll get our buy set. Okay, so we've got our buy in here, expecting it to, the 5 minute to relax back into here. Potentially could come back to here if we're looking at more of a retrace on the 15. But we're confident it's going up on the higher time frame, so I'll get a second order in here just at these lows. Should it spike back down there, at least we're in there. We'll do a more ambitious 40 pips on this one. Let's have a look at how that's looking for our risk and reward. So if we're taking the midpoint of these, oops, sorry. So we've got 0.35% potential profit. We want to have roughly the same as our risk reward. So we'll just move our stops into here so that we've got 1-to-1 between the two trades that we've set. There is a potential for a third entry here, which I will put in. And we'll just set that up here as well. we'll just keep it at the midpoint there, so 50 pips. Okay, so we've got, we'll just give ourselves a common TP for all three. So we're looking to target a 0.67. We'll keep our stop here at a safe 0.74. 1 second. It doesn't have to be exact. You can get caught up in making everything exact. If it gets down to that third entry, then I'm potentially managing out anyway. So I'm hoping it's not likely to come right down to that stop. And we can make that 0.75 at the top as well. And we'll see what that brings us, if anything. So it's not taking our first order yet. We'll keep an eye on it. As I say, it's still the first half hour just gone of, right, okay, that's fine. Okay. Okay, so we've got some orders put in there. We'll see what happens with that. I will just try and keep this trade on the screen to the side of me here, so I can keep an eye on it. And what are you guys trading today? Do we have anybody looking for any charts to be broken down this morning? So I'm happy. I'm happy with that pound-dollar trade. Everything else, strength and momentum wise, seems to be a little on the flat side, a little bit togetherness. And even having said that, I don't think we're going to get this. It doesn't look like it's wanting to relax. It's already broken this high. So what we'll do is we'll put an entry in ahead of the price as well. And we'll see if it's wanting to take that, which might lead to more adjustments of the. So we've got it ahead of the price here, and we'll try and trade it up to here. So 18 pips. And we'll just pop that in ahead of it. Just that's fine. So I've gone. Oops, we want to just get that. Still happy at that. That's still within an acceptable tolerance of what we were in before. As I said, the stop is often just the ultimate safety net, as opposed to being the definite worst case scenario. You can just grab that and put it down there. 1 second. It's not letting me grab it because it's right on the buy limit for the other one. So 434, 43 pips. just modify that in there. No, that didn't. That wasn't correct, was it? Okay, right. Let's just keep it 1-to-1. Then we know where we stand. And it's only 1-to-1 once all 4 entries are taken. Our risk reward is, well, it's dynamic as each order's taken. No, I think that's about right. We've got room here from the daily low so far, so it looks like it doesn't look like it's wanting to relax, but if it does, we'll just let it play out and see what it gives us. Right, let's see. I'm just going to set up. I did have a docked window with, but it seems to have disappeared from my screen. Let's see if I can find it again. There is a way to find it, but I can't find it. Sometimes my docked windows disappear. Let's just do a new chart, and I'll show you how I. Right, so we start off. I normally start off on the basic chart like this. First thing I'll do is remove the volumes. Then I want to put on my template. So my template would be just a clean chart, which gives us a nice white. I'm thinking about changing to black. You know, the people think the white charts with the green and red candles are pretty boring, but we'll put a watermark on there. We're going to get our well, it all depends what we're going to put. We're going to put pound dollar. Are these watermarks? No, I'm just going to add the watermark. We'll just put pound dollar for our trade for today. Okay, so our watermark then appears. So once it's undocked, we'll know what it is we're trading. Do I need to put the ADR on? No. The spread, not particularly. I don't need any of the indicators on. What I will do is put on the profit loss, because it's good to see what the overall profit loss lines are telling us. And we'll not add the pending orders, we'll just do what orders are on, so you can see where we stand at any point in time. Anything else? No, I think that'll do us. Okay. So no orders in yet, otherwise there'll be something showing up there, the lines. And we're also going to do, where's my other, I do have an EA, oh there we go, show pips. So we want to see where we are pips wise, so show pips, follow the price, yeah, lower, show profit, we want the profit, yeah we do. Show the profit in percent, yeah I suppose we could. Show the spread, nah we don't need to know the spread. Show time to bar closure, nah we don't want that. Blue for profit, red for loss, yeah that's fine. So there we go. So that's telling us how this trade goes as we go on during the day. What I'll do is I'll record that, and I can post an update either on YouTube yesterday. Now it does seem to be like we've why is this not moving? Oh, that's Euro USD. That's why. Let's change it to Pound USD because we are in the trade. The trade is taken. I always just do Euro USD as my default. So there we go. There's where we're aiming for. You know, it's taken that high just as we thought. So at the moment, it's not looking like a great trade if that continues to go up. But if it goes into profit, of course, it's a great trade. 18 pips, just as we said. And then at the bottom end, at the moment, that is potentially losing us 3 times as much. But averaged in, it's a little bit tight. It's a little bit tight. I mean, my maximum risk on a single trade is 1%. So at the moment, if we look back at our 15-minute chart, you know, we're within that. We're at 0.86%. I sometimes do like to lower it down to just 0.75% overall risk on the one trade, which I'm thinking of doing for this. So if I maybe split these into half the size and maybe half the size again, it's sometimes worth doing that. So let's just do that while I mention it. I'm a little bit 6s and 7s here. 420 and 289. And let's just make that, well, let's make it a third of the risk. So it would be 0.4. Which means we can delete off the bigger one. And let's just get it under the 0.75%. I can't change that, so we're going for 55. We'll get this stop moved as well. 55 and 16, because we'll reduce the risk on this as well. We'll just do that half again. So we'll do 0.2. What did we say? 550 and I forget. 165. So that's 16 pips, but we'll adjust it so that it's right on the. We'll adjust it so it's right on the 0.75% maximum risk. And we're not getting bigger. It's not martingale, sorry, martingale, where we're getting bigger or doubling as we go down. Yeah, so we're right under 0.75 there. That's fine. Right, so we've got 0.75% risk. I'm more comfortable with that than right up at the 0.8. And I'm never comfortable with 1%, so 0.75% is reasonable. So it's telling us that's what it is there, and we're 0.5% profit now. Which I don't have to be 1-to-1. That's just my starting point for setting up my trades and then refine it just as I'm doing right now. Is there a hard and fast rule for risk to reward? No. It all depends on your win rate, doesn't it? My win rate is generally approaching 80% win rate. So we're quite happy with that. Right, 0.55% versus 0.75%. So this is a little bit risky, this here, the fair value gap. Are we likely to come down to here? That's a little bit concerning, but I think we're wrong if it breaks this consolidated bit of here in this low. I think if it does come down below this, then we're pretty much wrong anyway, so we can always get another entry in here to continue long if it is indeed going long, but we're just within that breathing space. It's not giving it much breathing room, to be honest. Is it behind any significant protective levels? yeah, this low, that's 1, but that's it. Below that would be better, so maybe we should be in here and take it back to the 1% risk. So it'd be a 2-to-1 risk reward. Still stacks up for working out fine for still stacks up fine for working out as being profitable if you've got a 70% win rate. A 2-to-1 risk reward or a 1-to-2 risk reward negative is still okay. So we'll just come down just to give it that breathing room, and we should be managing out well below, well before it gets to that stage, shouldn't we? Yeah, of course. Right, let's just leave the trade to run. We're in one entry at the moment. Let's undock this so we can keep an eye on what's happening. I think that's a reasonable target. We're getting that nice bit of this nice bit of resistance here. You can see we're not trying to go for some crazy move all the way to the top. Let's just wait and see what it does. Let's move that down so we know where that's sitting. And I can undock that now and get it on the record for you guys later on. Where's my docking? There it is. Let's undock. There we go. Oops. Let's move it over to a different screen, and I'll just get the record set up on that at the moment, if I can see it. There we go. Apologise if there's any slowdown in performance, but that is what happens when we're live streaming. So we're coming up for 9:45. We've got our trade set up on pound dollar, all good to go. We'll just keep an eye on it. How's it looking on the 15? Yeah, it's still up, but we're getting a little bit of divergence here, so we're getting that relaxation that I was potentially looking for, but it's not turned down with any great strength, and it still looks like it wants to meander to the upside, but 5 minutes is telling us a slightly different story. As we can see, we're getting that cross now, so that's going to get us our second entry, I believe, there. And if we're down into here, we're kind of using these positions to just get out of the trade more than let it run to this stop. So let's see what happens. There's no pound news ahead. There is dollar news at 3 o'clock, so we'll be looking to reevaluate this come 12:30, 1 o'clock. Looking to get out maybe at 1 or 2, or manage it through the news if it's still looking good for the upside. Now I'm going to put a trailing stop on this. I think the target is slightly ambitious way up there, so let's get a trail on it from here. So when it gets to 100 pips, let's get a trail on. We'll go for 110 pips, and we'll get a trail of 100, points that is. So that's, once we've got 11 pips in profit, we'll get a 10 pip trail on, and well, we'll go for a 9 pip trail, and that locks in profit and covers our commissions and our spread. Excellent. Right, let's see what that does. We're currently $25 down, so, but we do want it to take this lower trade. That was just to guarantee us an entry by popping it in above there, but it might not relax enough, although it certainly is heading for it right now, to take that second lower entry to average into the trade. You know, a lot of people say you're crazy kind of adding to a bad trade, but the trade is still what we've decided the trade is, albeit there's definitely room for it to come down first and get that second entry. A little bit premature, maybe getting in, maybe should have had it slightly higher. We can always put in, you know, another entry above here. would that still give us? Yeah, that would still allow us to protect our trail. What is it? Not quite 15 pips. I do like kind of 15 pips as a... Right, we'll go for... Yeah, we could go for that as well. We can put another entry above here, because if it does break through that level, then it's going to continue up, isn't it? So it's buying into a winning trade as well as buying into a losing trade. We're doing it both ways. And because it's higher, I don't like to do the doubling or the increasing the size as we go back, but I'm happy to reduce the size as we go forward. So we've got 14 pips, and again, if we're going this direction, we can get in a tighter stop on that, because we shouldn't be coming back that far. So we'll do a 25 pip stop. We'll do a 14 pip target, and we'll half the position size just in there, like that. So I'll just make sure that's, where's that going? There. Okay, so we're done something wrong there, as we can see. I've got the target, the stop and the round the wrong way. It has increased the loss or potential stop loss to 1.22%, but remember, we've got this stop loss in here, so this is just our first safety net here. So we're just going to pop that in there. So that's a stop of 18 pips. And if it's going that direction, the chances of it coming back here are much less probable. So it's a game of probabilities trading. So we're looking for it to take our second entry here. This stop isn't going to be affected if it does come through and take our third entry. If it's going down to our fourth, then we are managing out. We're not wanting it to come all the way down to the stop. We'll only be in a risk of 1%, not 1.22 if it gets to here. But it's not going to get to there because we're going to manage out. There's going to have to be some unforeseen thing, and we can't account for unforeseen things, so we can't worry about that. We've just got to accept that the stop will be there to protect us against unforeseen events, and everything else is manageable to get out for as least loss and most profit. So we've now got our potential profit at 0.6% overall for all these entries if they all take. But at the moment we're only in for 0.11%. That'll increase as it takes that buy stop entry on the way up, if indeed it does. I'm sorry, I'm trying to just fine tune my take profit. I like to, sometimes it's difficult to get them all to line up on the same line, but we're close to it there. We're close to it. Right. Okay, so that's recording away in the background. I can either put that on Discord later, on the Apex Brotherhood Discord. Link is in the description if you want to join the Apex Brotherhood. Continuous improvement, success being the only option, lifestyle, fitness and trading, great combination, and a little bit of gaming as well. We do like to get on a Friday morning or Friday afternoon or Friday evening and just chill out after the week ahead. After the week that's been, should I say. Do remember as well, if you're interested to join our World Football giveaway, the link is in the description for that as well. Chance to win some real cash in the sweepstake competition for that. It's subject to us getting to 1,000 subscribers, And once we get to that, if we get to that before the World Cup final, that's when the draw is going to be at half time. So please do join us for that. If you're in the chat just now, just drop us a note of who you are and what you're trading today. And if you do have any requests for me to break down any other chart, I'm quite happy to do that as well. Now I'm going to move over to gold now. Now the easiest way would probably be for me just to swing my gold chart over to here. Yeah, let's just do that. Is that the easiest way to do it? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Gold. What is it showing us today? I've not looked at gold so far. We did break down Bitcoin this morning on the earlier stream, the 7 AM stream. So it's good that if you saw that this morning, it's quite interesting, and we did some cyclical analysis. We could also do cyclical analysis with gold. Let me just set that up in the background whilst you guys are having a look at that gold chart on the screen. So gold, we'll do gold futures, so that would be, is it GF, gold futures. Oh, hang on, I'll need to look that up. So I use Yahoo Finance as the feed for my gold analysis. Gold futures, GC equals F, that was right. So we'll just put that in, GC equals F is the symbol for gold futures. Right, that's up in the background now for when we're looking at gold shortly. First of all, we'll look at the actual chart. So on Forex, I'm more of a Forex trader than gold. I've only just recently got into alternative assets and commodities to trade, so gold is relatively new to me, and because it's so fast moving and the tradable lots are so big in comparison, it's one that can catch you out quite easily. So it's one to be cautious with. So I normally start in 4 hour with Forex, but we'll start on an hour with gold because it is that little bit more volatile, so you need to go down the time frames in order to trade it successfully without it wiping you out completely. So what's gold telling us at the moment? So we'll start on the hour, as I said. On the hour, for me, I'm going to look at the same indicators I use for Forex. It's a little bit more difficult for me to compare strengths of gold versus dollar, as opposed to, you know, with Forex, what I do is I look at how euro is performing against all the other currencies, and then I look at how dollar is performing against other currencies, and then that forms an opinion as to dollar strength and euro strength and how they compare to each other and what their strength comparison is, and the momentum of the move by looking at the rate of change in strength against each other. So it's not as easy to do with gold. What you can do, if you wanted, is you could do a comparative analysis and do a composite of how maybe gold versus, say, the stock market or euro or euros or whatever. You could say, you could do a composite analysis. We'll not go into that today though. We'll just concentrate on what we see before us on the chart. Right. Gold, for me, on the hour, price action, first of all, is consolidating. We've had a down move, looking at the hour anyway. Yeah, we're at the end of a down move and it's now consolidating at the end of that down move. We're in a range. And that range is tightening. The Bollinger Band is squeezing. It's indicating the volatility is reducing. But when the volatility reduces and we get a tightening and a squeezing, then it's ready for a more explosive move to one direction or the other, because the pressure has to go somewhere. That's the analogy anyway. Now, let's have a look at the MACD. So the MACD is showing us we're getting lower highs on the histogram here, and it's gone into negative territory here. We've had the crossover just an hour ago on the last hourly candle, so it has crossed, so it's wanting to go down, so we're down on the MACD. It's also down on the RSI. RSI is currently sitting at 40, indicating downward momentum for the pair. So we're looking for shorts. Is there room for it to go the other way? Well, yeah, we could still potentially get that bounce up into here, a retest of the 20 moving average on the volley before it continues down. But we are getting this severe sausaging here, compression of the Bollinger Band. There's no flaring, so it's starting to turn down a little bit at the lower band, indicating it's ready to move down as well. And we've got this nice target here. And if it breaks the central pivot range here, the S1 is still within these lows here, so that's a relatively good target here. So it's turning down. It's turning down on the hour. Is the H4 telling us down? No, that's telling us up at the moment. So if we are down on the hour, then it's going against what's happening on the higher time frame. Higher again, we're down on the daily for sure. Higher again, we're definitely down on the weekly. So we're in a downtrend certainly on gold. It's down on the monthly as well, significantly. But is it going to break that trend line that we can see there? Well, it's parabolic almost. Is it a trend line? Not really. But it's kind of on it. So I think let's put let's go back to the hour. So we're down, the deep trend is down. H4 is up. The hourly is down. So that's probably what we're looking at today, but we need to be cautious because it's going way against all the higher time frames above. So hourly, we're down and just turning down. So it might be short-lived. It might be short-lived. So we need to be cautious. It's already looking like potentially we're getting a little bit of, we're getting potentially a little bit of convergence on the MACD, showing that it's maybe not happy with that cross. Okay. And our RSI is also turning up, heading back to retest the 50. You often get a rounded retest, so before it goes back down again, or will it continue up? Is this the retest? Because it's only at 41. Okay. So deep trend down, hourly has just turned up. What's the 15-minute telling us? Well, the 15-minute telling us is it's in the range. There's our range. And it's also telling us it's turning down. It's tried to go up, but it's down again. For the moment, it's down on the RSI. So we're down. We're down. H1's the outlier in between deep trend and the lower time frames. So we're down on the M15. Let's see if we've got a target there. If we are down, our target would be into there. Let's see if the 5 minutes agreeing with us. So there's a potential entry point there if we're going down and we're going against the hour. We'd want to be entering here. Potential stop of here and a potential target of, well, I can't see even the target. Down into here, down to these lows, to be fair. Cautious, these lows. Right, so what we'll do is I'm quite happy to take that actually. Is there danger here? I think we'll wait and see. I'll put the stop up here just now. We'll do a 1-to-1. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a stop loss of 200 pips. We're going to do a TP of 200 pips. And we're going to get our entry in there. That's a little tight there, so I would rather have my target in here. Just before these lows are taken. So we'll just go with that as the target. Oops, that's that. We'll go with this as the target. Target in here. Although that is a valid target down to that S1 at the moment, but as I say, the hour's not really giving us that momentum down. We'll do in fact, we'll do an ambitious, yeah, we'll just keep that target as an ambitious 200 pips, sorry. So we'll pop that in there, because it will want to take that, but we'll need to be cautious, so we'll maybe put a trail on from there. So once it gets to 1500 or 150 pips, we'll get our trail on, and we'll just trail it at half, so 750, that'll do it. So it's not taking our order yet anyway. So at the top side, that's right on that high. We'll leave it there for the moment. We'll just have a look in the minute, see if there's anything above our entry point. Yeah, so there's potential for it to want to come back up to here as well. So we'll get a second entry in there just in case it spikes up. We'll just half the size, be 100 pips. So 100 pips stop, and that would make our target 300 pips short. Okay. So we're there or thereabouts. Where we should be with that. So that's our gold trade on there. 0.5% risk. That's about right for gold. And with a potential profit of 0.7%. So we're positive risk to reward, which is good. So we'll see what it does. Now, do we want to come in below this to get an add-in entry? Yes. Let's see if we can do that. So we'll put a sell stop in here and we'll get that in at 0.1. We'll do a 1200, so it's almost 1-to-1, so we'll do, yeah, 1340, we'll just split the difference. For the moment, again, these are manageable, outable. So let's get that in there. Get a little bit of movement on Okay, so I'm relatively happy at that. We're heading for this first order. We'll wait and see what that does. So 0.84% profit, or we'll make that 0.84% if it goes to the full loss, but it's not as much on the losing side as we've got that stop in between. We can always move that if we're happy. Right, we're at 1-to-1. Let's see what happens. Okay, just quickly going back to our pound dollar trade. It's heading nicely towards target now. We're not far off at reaching that, so we're just keeping an eye on that as we go. There's the pound dollar back on here as well. So it's making a nice move here. I would be cautious that it's just going to go into here as opposed to all the way up. So we'll maybe take a partial TP in here, and we'll let that, or we'll take the TP off the other one, the one that's nearer the price, and then we'll take a partial TP here. And did we put the trailing stop on this one? I'll get that back on anyway. Yeah, okay. We've got the trail on the other one, and we've got a partial TP on that one. Okay, so that's a nice trade there in the pound dollar. Let's see what it does. Still looks like it's got legs to go higher. Topping out a little bit in the M5 here. Let's see on the M1 just what it's doing, because that will give us a first indication of reversal, which is looking like it wants to come back a bit. So we could always just, sometimes I like to just take a little bit and then get back in, but it's continuing up for the moment. Let's just see what it does. Give it a little bit of space to do it, but be ready to close it, and you can scalp in and out if you like. Yeah, that minute's indicating it's turning, so I'm just going to come out of that just now and get back in here. Were we in at? We were in at 0.31. So we'll just keep consistent, although it is coming back. So we're not on a buy stop, so we'll need to just keep it consistent with the existing position sizes. 100, 142. We'll just get another buy in there. Should that come back to here? Is there enough spread there to get in? Yes, we're fine. Right, so we'll anticipate it coming back to this to bounce off the 50 on the minute. As you can see, we've got that turn in there. Let's just move that up into there. Should it come all the way back there? And I think we're past the point of looking for the retrace down to here, so we'll just take these out. That was just at the point where it hadn't confirmed its up move direction, which it now has. And we'll bring our stop up into maybe not quite as tight in as that. Still pushing up. I'll just tighten that up a bit. Okay, so that's looking good, I've got to say. Okay, so it's not come back down to take that order as we thought it might do on the minute. Might still. We'll see what it does here. We can always buy stop it. We're in an active trade, so my targets are not like the initial target where I'm looking for kind of 15 pips minimum. Right, let's see what that does. If it's going to break that there, it's taken that second order, so we lost a little bit in there as we thought it was retracing, but we're back in at the original position size. Get our trail back on. Let's see if it's heading to that target. To say it's a little bit ambitious, but we've got the potential to come out in this zone here. Which is close to ADR and the R2 resistance. So let's see what it does. We'll keep an eye on that. Right, well, we'll have a look through the charts whilst that's running along. See if there's anything else that's standing out. We did say we'd revisit our Aussie dollar. And I did say I was going to look at the cycles in gold, which I've not done. So Aussie dollar is still giving me this nice uptrend signal. It did kind of come down and bounce, which is what I was looking for. But it's not happily up yet. It's still looking to range, isn't it? That's that MACD's gone right together there. So I'm not entirely convinced it's up. Let's see what the 15's telling us. If the 15's telling us it's swapped up, it's not really telling us either, is it? Nah, we'll need to wait another. I think we'll need to wait till 11 on this one, 11 AM UK time, in order to get the confirmation that it has turned to the upside, as it's still got a danger to bounce here and come back down. Not convinced it's not just stuck in this range. So let's see what it does here. I'm still, if it convincingly turns on the 15, then the hour will follow, but let's just wait and see. So I did say I was going to have a look at the gold cycles. So this is a cyclical analysis of gold. It also it identifies cycles within the price movement of gold and gives them a length in days. So we've got, I don't know what's happened to my cycle spectrum chart, as I've lost a couple of the columns, so I'll need to refresh that. That's probably because I've got that open at the left hand side. There we go, that's exactly the reason. Okay, so we've got strength and stability. Yeah, that's exactly what I said earlier. So we'll just go with selecting our 3 strongest. You know, obviously the 121 is a harmonic of 360. So if 3 times 120 is 360, of course. And the 360 is, of course, the year. So we're... And is it 80? The 80, yeah, well, 95. Okay, so I mean, it's quite a stable cycle looking at that. Even if we put in the 4th one here, which is... it doesn't change it by too much. But what we can see is our gold downtrend here was well established in the cycles, and we're currently moving into a bullish uptrend basically from June into early July. So these are more windows. It's not about timing, it's about rhyming. So that doesn't pinpoint the 26th of May as being the day the market turns. As you can see, the price action is not exactly with the cyclical overlay, but we can see what it's seeking to achieve in using this as an analysis tool and predicting what future price movements might hold. So we do seem to be into a turn here. The amplitude doesn't represent the significance or the amplitude of the price action, but we can see we do go into a downtrend from the beginning of June into the end of August into September, with that little reprieve there and a little reprieve there. At each month's, we get a reaction at each month's end by the looks of it, which would be established by these cycles here. So what can we deduce from this? Well, we can deduce that the downtrend is over, meaning against the background of a significant uptrend, the downtrend can sometimes indicate that we're entering a period of consolidation, but in this case we did get this colossal drop. But are we in consolidation now? Well, we kind of have been, haven't we, since April and May. It's been a consolidating time. But we've dropped again into a lower low here, but that's against the backdrop of entering a bullish period. So could this potentially just be consolidation if we are now in an established downtrend, which the price action of course was telling us. So an uptrend in the cycles during a bullish, a bearish deep trend can manifest itself in consolidation. So that's probably where we're at until into July, when that's when we could see some interesting move to the downside if we're still maintaining the downtrend and the deep trend. So that's where we're sitting with gold at the moment, and I hope that's all been useful to you guys today. It's been good to have a good number of viewers over the last hour and a half. I'm now off to meet a surveyor. I've got an 1 hour 30-minute window in that, so I believe that begins at the back of 11, so I'll be heading off to just chill out and use the time to relax whilst there's, I don't think there's even, I might take a seat with me, as there's nothing to sit on once I get there. It's an empty property, so I'm just out with the keys to open that up for the surveyor. Again, if you are watching, please do like and subscribe. It's been good to have you on here. We will, as time goes by, get more into some trading strategies and look at things like risk, reward, strategies, indicators, and anything else you guys want looked at. I'm happy to break down the charts. It was good to get in that trade on pound dollar this morning. Just having a look at that, it's heading quickly for the point my trailing stop should kick in. It looks like it has kicked in for our best entry there, or our worst entry, sorry. So it's relaxing off a bit, as I knew it would, as it approaches this fair value gap, but it's well past the point of returning to this resistance before it goes to the next resistance level. This resistance has definitely turned support, so we'll why have I got a stop in so tight there? I don't know. It's in profit anyway, yeah. Okay, there is a it will take me out for profit if it does relax back, although it will take another entry as well, so it's a kind of 6.5 a dozen one, that. But it's I'll let it run out. I'm recording it, so I'll pop that in the Discord later on Apex Brotherhood. And again, if you do want to join Apex, then please do look at the link in the description and join up. It's well worth doing. So thanks very much for having me today, and thanks for coming along, and we'll join you in the next stream tomorrow, Wednesday the 10th of June. We'll be back on at 7 AM London time for a pre-London look at the charts, and then an hour's break. That'll give me a chance to go into the Apex Brotherhood Discord and join some of the guys in there. And once we've done that, we'll hopefully get back on again tomorrow at 9 AM, and then we'll have a break of 4 or 5 days as I'm working, and then we'll catch you all next week. But tomorrow, 7 AM, that's the next date we have. We'll see you then. Good to have you today. Cheers, guys. Bye bye now. Peace out.